These migraines keep playing mind games with my mind frame. I mean, my brain. Anyways, that's not what you're here to see. Let's get to the Bar for Bar Weekly. It's the Bar for Bar Weekly for the week of August 21st, 2020. There's a lot of big things to talk about, so we'll go through the lighter things first. First up, Rico Nasty officially announced her debut album, Nightmare Vacation. We don't know when it's going to release yet, because she hasn't announced the actual release date, but it's nice to see that she's finally ready to release her album. It's been a few years of just Lucy's and other collab projects that basically left fans wanting more. She also mentioned that some of the songs that she dropped as singles and stuff won't necessarily make it to the album, which is a good thing because then, we don't hear repeats of songs that we've been hearing for years. Moving on, we have a follow-up to the whole YBN situation that I mentioned last week. And I guess it's kind of confirmed that the YBN crew is disbanded because Cordae has officially changed his Twitter name from YBN Cordae to Cordae. Technically his @ is still YBN Cordae, but that's probably just because the @Cordae handle is probably taken and he hasn't been able to get it back yet. We also got news that the killers of Jam Master Jay have finally been found and charged. Thankfully, they figured this out because it's been so long. I think he was murdered back in 2002. So I can't imagine what their families are going through. Jam Master Jay, if you aren't aware, is the producer for Run DMC. And he was murdered in the studio back in 2002. So hopefully things are settled in a reasonable manner. We also got news that I guess Busta Rhymes is dropping a new album. So he posted a video on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube with Chris Rock basically announcing the album. We didn't get a release date for that either, but I mean, he did drop a single, but it sounds like that's not really for the album. So, we'll see. He's been saying that he has music coming for years and nothing's really come of it. We also found out that Rhapsody's album Eve, which was one of the best albums last year, is going to be taught at both North Carolina and Ohio State universities. The course is going to be taught by Tyler Bunzy, and it will cover womanist philosophy, hip-hop history, and pop culture, as well as featuring a full track-by-track breakdown of each song on the album. This is huge because 1, Rhapsody is one of the best rappers out there. 2, she is probably the best female rapper. And 3, this is a huge move for both hip-hop and women's culture. So it's great. Especially black women culture. Basically, we're shedding light on a lot of things that people tend to ignore. We also got an announcement from Open Mike Eagle that he will be dropping his next album on October 16th, 2020. It's titled Anime, Trauma, and Divorce. He accompanied this announcement with the track Bucciarati, which I've done a breakdown for if you haven't checked that out. We also found out this week that DJ Shay has passed away from COVID-19. If you aren't aware of who he is, he's one of the producers that's worked very closely with Griselda and Black Soprano family. So this is a huge loss for upstate New York, Buffalo music. He contributed so much to their sound, and I really can't imagine what the family obviously is feeling, but what everyone who's worked with him feels. Because of this loss, they've actually pushed back Armani Caesar's album to an unknown date. It's probably going to be pushed back to next week, basically making everything go back a week. But I totally understand because this is a huge loss, and it doesn't feel right to release an album when someone that worked so closely with you is no longer here. And now on to some of the biggest news this week. First off, we got these reference tracks from Travis Scott's Astroworld. And these reference tracks are from CyHi the Prince. Now this isn't surprising because CyHi has always been pretty known as a ghostwriter, and he often contributes a lot on Travis Scott and Kanye albums. So it's nothing new. And he's also a credited writer on a lot of Astroworld. So that's not new. What is new is that he basically had the whole reference track. And what people are really taking issue with is that the most personal track on the album, Coffee Bean, was basically fully written by CyHi. And like, you can listen to the references yourself. Like, it's in the same exact flow and cadence as the song. So it's really interesting. I'm sure Travis had some input on it, and he probably told CyHi, like, yo, this is where we're going with it. But the internet just kind of took it as, hey man, Travis don't write his own raps. He doesn't even know how to write his own personal songs. Like, yo, no, just chill. Like, most major productions in music have multiple writers in the room, mostly to make sure that you get the sound that you're really going for. If you look at, for example, Beyonce, you see on her credits, there's a huge list of writers. That doesn't mean that Beyonce doesn't have input. Beyonce probably started off the song and basically wrote the majority of it, or at least the idea of it, and then everyone else just kind of added to it to make it perfect. In the end, it really comes down to the artist to okay and sign off on whatever is said on these written tracks for them. Also, he confirmed that the Scots is actually happening, by the way. And now to the thing that I'm just going to be upset about, but Megan Thee Stallion. So we know she got shot, and everyone just knew it was Tory. So I don't know why this is even a discussion, but y'all wouldn't leave her alone. So she posted on Instagram earlier this week her gunshot wound, and even still, people were like, nah man, that's fake. You lying. Like, why would she lie about getting shot? So she got just tired of it and went on IG Live and basically just straight up said, yo, Tory shot me. And I don't know what other confirmation y'all need, because now everyone's like, oh no, she a snitch, or she's just making stuff up. Like, come on. If she was going to lie about this, she would have said something way sooner. Why would she wait till now to say something? And personally, I feel that the way she handled it was good. Like, she didn't want to really cause too much of a commotion. Or at least that's kind of what I got from it. Like, she wanted to make sure that everyone was cool, especially at the time of the incident. Because you have Tory and Megan Thee Stallion, who are both black, and you have the cops coming up. Pretty sure you wouldn't, if you were in their situation, you wouldn't want to say, yo, he shot me. Like, because the cops would probably have taken extreme actions. So, and then, like, it sounds like Tory's publicist and his PR people are like, yo, keep it down. Like, we don't want you to talk about this. So, I mean, she was being like, yeah, sure, that's fine. But now, like, y'all just kept bugging her, and now she's like, okay, fine, I'll tell y'all. And it's just frustrating because people are still like, nah, what'd she do to deserve it? We need to hear both sides of the story. If we needed to hear both sides of the story, we would have heard something from Tory by now. Like, if Tory didn't do it, he would have said, nah, I didn't shoot her. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say for now. Let's talk about music. So, first, Pharrell and Jay-Z dropped a track titled Entrepreneur, and I 100% believe that it was only because Nas was dropping his album. Still jokes. Anyways, I did a breakdown for that too if you want to check it out. But we got a good amount of albums this week. So Nas dropped King's Disease, which is really good. And I mean, I've seen a lot of people saying that it's kind of meh for Nas, but honestly, these are some of the best beats he's been on since forever, really. And I mean, sure, he might not sound like Nas back in the day, but dude's damn near 50. Leave him alone. We also got a surprise drop from Vic Mensa titled The V-Tape. And that's amazing too. It's 7 tracks, and it's just, I don't want to say it's a return to form because that's a cliche, but it really is. Like, I wasn't really feeling him on the last couple albums, but now it's like, yo, this is what I liked about you. Thank you for coming back to this. We also got an album from Duckworth titled Super Good, which I haven't checked out yet. And we also got an album from Flea Lord and 38 Special titled Loyalty and Trust 2. Anyways, that's about all I got for this week. Let me know in the comments below if I missed anything or if I should check out some other albums, and also just your general opinions about what's been happening this week. Also, remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.